In this video I'm going to explain a little bit about planthire and what it involves, because it's quite stressful at times, and it's not for everybody, I'll be honest with you. We only do a little bit. We keep our customers just to the regular guys usually. We've been ripped off quite a lot of money over the years, but I'll give you a bit of a brief on this video. I'll give you a bit of a brief idea of what's involved and what I've had to do to start hiring machines out. Plus that, and I've stuck about £500,000 in. But other than that, this is how it sort of goes. What I'm going to do now is just pick up the breaker here. I've got a breaker for every machine. They're so expensive to buy, but if you've got diggers on hire and you haven't got a breaker for it, people are going to go somewhere else, you know, so you have to have attachments as well. You can see in the corner there we've got some rake buckets for every digger, and just have a look down here. Fairly manky out boots there. You can see we're taking this one today. I've got to try and getting it back at van on my own, and they're not light, that's for sure. Loaded the digger now, right? Just a little tip, not many people know this, but if you're going to be hiring plant out for hire and reward, you do need an operator's license. Now, I've got a standard international operator's license, so we can run trucks and trailers, we can go anywhere in the world. But hiring plant out like this and dropping it off local, you do actually need an operator's license. I think it's a little bit of a grey area, but cover all avenues. So I've got an operator's license in place. It makes us more DVSA compliant. So if you look now, I'll do daily walk around checks on the truck, on the van and trailer, like you would do on a truck. So you've got to make sure everything's in place. You don't want to leave yourself wide open to getting tugged in, DVSA, and then throwing the book at you. Right guys, I don't know if you can see, but I've got here, which is called my hire contract offer. Now, it's got my logo on it there for our plant business. Now, I fill this in and it's got all the details. It's got the machine, it's got where we're taking it, who the hire is, contact number, reference number. Now, this is copyright of the CPA. I've joined the CPA, joined it a few years ago. It's the Construction Plant Association. If you join the CPA and ask them very nicely if you can use their hire contracts, they do send it you when you join, but they send it you on computer format, like on a Excel spreadsheet, so you can just adjust it on the computer. Because we're always on the road, I had a load of duplicate books made, so I have a carbon copy, so the client gets that one with my signature on it. That one there is what I keep for my records. So I had to ask them nicely if I could get these made, because it is a copyright, and obviously the guys who did the printing for me, a local printing firm in Preston, I had to ask them nicely to see if I could replicate them, which they did, and they said they can do that. So I'll fill this in now and it'll get signed by the customer when I drop it off. Just as well, there's a bit of information for you guys. You can see there on the back of their hire contract, it's got all the terms and conditions on the back there. You can see there the CPA that we use. So obviously I filled some details in there, my signature. That the customer will get that, and they'll sign the green one. But this is to cover us. This is an agreement. Once it's signed, it's the contract's in place then, and then they have to abide by all these rules which are set by the CPA. But it's the rules that you want. It's the small print. It covers you, you know. And part of my insurance, the insurance firm I use, they'll appreciate if there's a problem with a machine where it gets stolen or anything like that, or they breach their contract, then we can claim on our insurance against that hire rate. So just to give you a bit of information, that's all.
Get cold feet, we have underfloor heating and beautiful radiators that take some heating. Did you know?
that's that dropped off. So I've dropped that little micro digger off then, so I'll probably head back to the yard now, drop this trailer off. So just to keep going on about how we run a planthire business, that particular customer, they do quite a lot of groundworks and that, so all I do is I get a text message off them and they'll say, can we have a machine that day at that address, and then I'll just text back saying yeah, no problem, and then we just go and drop it off. Some people might ring you up and just ask you, you know, if you've got anything available, so there's a few different ways that people can order them, but getting your little contracts, so you're the preferred, you know, hire company, that's what you want really, your regulars. It's when you start hiring to Joe Public, I mean we're doing it a few years now, so we've seen all sorts of stress over years. I mean, we've had diggers on the side, people, you know, dumpers on the side, we've had people, I mean, wreck all sorts. And the problem is with planthire is there's things go missing on the machines and things get broken on the machines. Like, you're like, how the hell have you brought that? Like, how have you damaged that? Or how's that missing? And sometimes they don't tell you, or you don't notice, and then it's only like you're going for speed up button on the joystick to track faster. It's only when you come to do that and realise the bloody button's not there, and you're like, for God's sake, how's that come off? Like, how do you lose that? You know, and to replace it costs bloody hundreds of pounds, you know, and you don't know who's done it, or, you know, so it's very difficult to keep your eye on everything. You know, it's a tough gig, I'll be honest with you. I mean, we've done it where we've done, you know, we've done plumbing 25 hours a week, you know, with small stuff and that, and you're just like, you're pulling your hair out, you know, you're being pulled from pillar to post. I mean, I've just dropped that little micro digger off there, and it's, what is it, 14 mile down the road from our base. So 14 miles, took half an hour there, you know. So if you think I were up and about just after 6, loading up the pecker, then I'll go to the yard, load up the digger. So if I left my house at 6:30, I've just dropped that digger off now. I'm only 10 minutes down the road from dropping that digger off, and it's 8:30, you know, so I'm 2 hours in to dropping one machine off. So it's not as easy as people think, and it does take a lot of time. So it's just not worth me having a delivery driver to do it. I mean, we only hire a small amount of machines out. I mean, after being like, what was it this year we had a digger that was hired out with a trailer, didn't want to give it me back. He had a pedestrian roller on a trailer, didn't want to give it me back. He had a whacker plate, didn't want to give it me back. Still saw, didn't want to give it me back. Owed me a load of money, and started paying up front, fine, paid a decent £500 deposit, you know, for summer, and then it just gets out of control. He missed one payment, and then that's a week behind, and then another payment, and then he pays me half of the other payment he's missed, and then he just got out of control. So I was like, right, I need the machines back, you know, just get them back ASAP. Reluctant to give him me back, always saying, listen, I'm going to pay you, mate, I'm going to pay you, mate. But they never do, you know. It is a tough gig in that regard. I mean, it ended up we had to drive to Blackburn and go and nick our own machines back. Luckily gates were open, but we went back 3 times for them machines. There were parts missing off the digger, cost me hundreds of pounds to replace. The pedestrian roll and battery were dead, but we managed to just get it out. I mean, I can't believe we got it out. I mean, it was a pure miracle. I mean, the yard was a mess, you know. But it's like you're dealing with idiots like that all the time. And the problem is with planthire is, and this is no disrespect to anybody, is when you get, I mean, listen, ground workers, landscapers, I mean, some of them boys, I mean, they're not, you know, they didn't come out of school with grade A's, you know what I mean? It's some of them are a bit rough around the edges. I mean, and that's, I mean, you know, that's being polite. Some of these guys that I've dealt with are, you know, some of them salt of the earth. You know, you can't tarnish everyone with the same brush, but there's a lot of flipping rough diamonds out there, a lot of rough bar stewards, you know what I mean? So just to give you a bit of an insight, it's not all as easy as just going dropping a machine off and picking it up. This has took a long time to get reliable customers, but sometimes I don't think, you know, it helps just advertising willy-nilly and letting every Tom, Dick and Harry hire your machines. I've got a job on tomorrow with Cat, 1.5 tonner. So I'm going to load that up now for tomorrow morning. It's got a job digging off. I don't think digging off as such. Stoning up some drive, I think. So let's load that up now. Morning everybody. I am just leaving the yard now, and I'm driving a machine today. I've got a little 1.5 ton digger on back. It's a Cat 3017. She's a beauty. So I'm driving that today. I've just got a driveway to level and 1 or 2 other bits, and that's sound. See you there. You can see I've got to level out this stone on this driveway. Levelling all that MOT. Supposed to have a load of stone turn up as well, decorative stone to level, but the way we're transporting it, we're running late, so I've been paid for the day, so I've come away. So job's a dream. So I've got back to the job where I dropped that micro digger off yesterday. Just waiting for a tipper to pull out at the yard, and then I'm gonna get the machine and then gonna load it up and then head back to base.